This stock is a testament to the comeback of the thrifter. This stock, is one of those 2021 IPO darlings. It did a little bit of stuff back then and then crashed and stayed in, desolation territory for a long time. But this was a 70-cent stock in August of 24. Actually, it was a 50-cent stock just before Trump won the election, November 4th, 2024. Now it's $10.50, man. This has been quietly one of the biggest winners on Wall Street. I am kicking myself for not catching this. This breakout came on my radar back in early 25 as one of the biggest winners. It was already up at 220 at this time. And I was like, you know what? I don't think the trade war is going to be that bad. So I don't think this thrifting thing, this resale thing is going to get that big. But you know what? Boy, oh boy, oh boy, was I wrong. And look at this stock. I'm mad at myself. I didn't act on it. Does it have further to go? I think so. I think it does look like a lot of the goods coming in from China, coming in from Vietnam, coming in from the Philippines, coming in from where clothes are traditionally manufactured, that stuff is going to face tariffs, and those are going to get passed on. So I think the retail point of sale is going to see a lot of price hikes. That's going to push a lot of people into the secondhand markets. Push a lot of people into the resale market. Push a lot of people into the thrifting market, and that's where ThredUp thrives. So this company is absolutely crushing the game because of that, and I think they're going to continue to crush the game. So I missed it. Once I miss something, it's a personal bias, and this is a terrible personal bias. The best investors do not have personal biases, so I'm sorry I do have a personal bias, but once I miss something, I don't want to get into it. I'm like, oh, I missed it. I'm going to go find something else. Like, I don't want to admit that I was wrong and then get into it too late, and then, I get into it and then it starts crashing. So, um, I don't like to getting into things after I saw them early and missed them, and then now they've run away from me. But having said that, logically, looking at this one, I don't see why it won't go higher. The valuation's still pretty reasonable. Technicals look good. Story's strong. I think ThredUp can keep on running higher, but I'm not going to put my subscribers into it just because, well, we missed it, and it doesn't really have an AI story. I want to get stuff with an AI story right now. ThredUp doesn't really have that, so that's the one thing working against it, I would say.
I think it's another fascinating interpretation of the market, the rise of thrifting, and this, along with I think Dollar General is one of the best performing stocks of the year. So it's just more people buying cheaper.
Now that's when we did get into in our breakout trader service. We did get into Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree, this one I got here. This one's been a nice winner, right? Here you had a big breakout, then you had a consolidation period, then you had a breakout or breakdown,
Yeah.
sorry, consolidation period, then you had a breakout of that consolidation. We've been riding this one higher ever since here. So that one's just been on a nice and steady path. But you're right, they're getting Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Thread up. How's Walmart doing? I haven't paid much attention to Walmart in the last several months, but how's it doing?
Well,
No, pretty steady grind higher, right? Good old
yeah.
Walmart, nice and boring. Yeah, so you're seeing some strength over there. Now, if you want to get real risky, you'll go over here. We won't spend any time talking about this, but people who know exactly, they know exactly what I'm talking about. You see what I just pulled up?
AEO,
What is AEO?
American. That would be a gambit. Yeah, that would be a gambit.
American Eagle Outfitters. Uh, if you guys want to make a big bet on politics or Trump being able to sway consumer demand, this is your one. I am not making that bet, but if you want to, that could be something very interesting. Now, so my wife's following that whole Sydney Sweeney drama or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and she asked me like, "How is American Eagle stock doing?" And I was like, "Oh, not that great." And then it had me thinking like, well, it hasn't been doing that great for a long time. And then I just pulled up the chart and I was like, this was a $10 stock in fall of 1999, and it's a $10 stock today. So this stock has gone nowhere. It's had its highs and its lows, but it's ultimately gone nowhere in 25 years. That's incredible. that's wild. And when I look at something like Abercrombie and Fitch, that one has, well, until recently, it went nowhere for 25 years as well, right? I mean, it did have this big recent
Yeah.
surge in popularity, but before that, it was a $50 stock. And back in late 99, it was a $50 stock. So also 25 years of going nowhere. This is the problem with retail, folks. When you get into retail names like Abercrombie, American Eagle, Boot Barn, whatever it may be, you got to get in and you got to get out. These are not names to buy and hold forever unless you got something like Nike, where you really think this is the next Nike. But that rarely happens. Most of these things, they have fleeting trends. They catch lightning in a bottle, they have great growth for 2 or 3 years, and then poof, it all goes away and the stock comes crashing back down. So, Abercrombie, I think it's a great example. It's a stock that we actually recommended for subscribers a while back. We got in and we got out. The stock is still elevated, as you can see, but the lightning that they caught in a bottle is not going to last. This
Mm.
fashion trend, I think they're on to jorts now and like baggy fits and crop tops for men. I don't know. I don't get the crop tops for men trend. That one's kind of weird for me. But these are the trends that are pushing Abercrombie higher. They're on their side right now. They're not going to be on their side forever. Soon enough, it's going to go on to something else, and this thing's going to blow up and the stock's going to come crashing down. So just beware when you get into retail. Just wanted, now that we talked
Yeah.
about Thread Up and Abercrombie and American Eagle and whatnot, just beware when you get into retail. These are not secular growth stocks that go up forever. They go up and they go down and they go up and they go down, and over 25 years they go nowhere.
Yeah, the cyclical nature of fashion, I guess.
The cyclical nature of fashion. Now, again, like I said, there are exceptions to that. Nike, Lululemon is an exception to that. Lululemon has been a big winner for a very long time. The stock has been coming down recently, but let you see, that's a nice chart. I think that if you're looking for exceptions, maybe, I'm not saying it is an exception, but maybe Onan could be. Oh, this is a monthly chart. Let me get the daily chart. This could be an exception. This, I think it's a Swedish footwear company. Have you owned a pair of these? Do you know what I'm talking about? The On running shoes, On Clouds.
Oh, I'm actually looking at those. I do need a new pair of running shoes, and those were at the top of my list.
Yeah, so my wife owns a pair of On Clouds. She loves them. Everybody loves them. This could be an exception to them. I don't own a pair of On Clouds because, believe it or not, I run on a treadmill in Crocs. Swear to God, for
I
folks
don't
out
think
there
that's good for
listening,
you, man. I think that's bad for your feet,
dude,
actually.
I wear Crocs for everything. I do squats in Crocs. I do all my workouts in Crocs except for playing basketball. I have three types of shoes. I have dress shoes, I have my basketball shoes, and I have Crocs. And that's it. But I have about a dozen pairs of Crocs. I am a Croc master. Now that stock, I love that stock. It hasn't been doing well because of the tariffs and all that stuff, but this is a stock that I think it's a long term sleeper. I think this is one that can go a lot higher in the long term because the shoes are so great. For those of you that make fun of Crocs, don't knock them till you try them because once you try them, I bet you're going to be a buyer of at least 3 or 4 pairs of them, if not more. They're great. Absolutely great. Anyways, enough on fashion. Sorry about that.
I got to throw in my favorite Croc fun fact. Do you remember that movie Idiocracy?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So set in the future, it's getting stunningly close to our reality currently, but it's set in the future, and there's a couple of scenes where he's in prison, and then the production designer was like, "Hey, we need shoes that look really stupid to put on these prisoners for this, silly future," and the company that provided those shoes was Crocs.
Oh
So
Lord, I did not know
they
that.
they are the shoe of future future prison convicts. So I
They're the
always
shoe. They're the shoe of everything, man.
yeah,
They're,
yeah, the
they're
shoe
of
of everything.
everything. I wear them to the beach. I wore them throughout Montana. I went hiking in them. I go on the river in them. I go on the lake in them. I do everything in my Crocs, and they're much better than flip flops because they're much more versatile. But again, like I said, enough about fashion.
Yep, yep, yep.
Enough about fashion. Crocs is the only non AI story in the world that I like.